Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Daria. Before I start, I'd like to thank you all for reaching to this point of the content and the agenda. So very quickly, what we're going to do now is that we're going to announce the launch of stage 2, the stage of the money grant. Very quickly, just like what Daria said, part of what we do is, we're trying to support local communities in various ways. We do have, other than the Updrive program and other than the Aurora Tech Award and other than the Underdog Award, we do have other InVision projects that I advise that you take a look at, from education to art to sports to startup programs, many programs. And Daria already explained why we do this. Now, this is the timeline of our program. So, stage 1, which we have just concluded by this session, the offline event. Now we're starting the call for startup initiatives for the money grant. This stage is going to start from today until the 16th of January 2024. For people to apply, and by people I mean startup initiatives and startup organizations, and I'm going to explain what does that mean later on. It's very, very important that anyone who's going to apply, please first check the terms and the rules of this of this stage, because you might find some questions, you might have some things that you want to ask, and so on. So please just take a look first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, from the 16th of January until Feb, we're going to take a look at all the applications that we have received, grade them and evaluate all the applications that we have received. And then hopefully we're going to announce the best startup initiatives or the winners from early Feb, let's say. And then from Feb to April, we'll start, like the process of documentation, receiving the grant, and so on. And then from April to October will be the implementation of this startup initiative launch, the grant. So we expect anyone who's going to win this grant to be able to implement his or her vision in this period of time. Guys, this is the first cycle of the program. So this is how it goes. This is the 4 stages is one cycle, and then we move to the other cycle. Okay. What do I mean by startup initiatives? By startup initiatives, I mean organizations who contribute to the local startup community. In stage 1, we targeted you guys, individuals. We targeted people who are, ecosystem key leaders in the local communities. But at this stage, we're targeting the same thing, but organizations, because they will be able to go back to their communities and support and do the whole impact that we're looking for. So these are just an examples. Support and expertise initiatives. You can do in events, networking activities, co-working spaces, incubation programs, acceleration programs, founders, mental well-being programs, and much more. So these are just an examples, not limited to. Okay. Or let's say the criteria for the money grant. As I said, our audience is the ecosystem players and organizations, companies who support startups and entrepreneurs for over at least 3 years, and you might be having a proven record of the progress. We would like to have, like a description about your organization, what do you do, when did you start, and so on, and I'm going to show you everything now. At least one of the employees in this organization have attended the December session. So it's very, very important that we tick off this point. Obviously, the organization's headquarters must be based in Southeast Asia. And also, your organization shall be up and running business or even an NGO. Okay, now the target audience of this initiative are local early tech startups. So the initiative that we're going to work on together shall target the early stage startup founders. The influence and the effect must be a minimum of 50 startup founders. You're going to do an influence or an impact on 50 founders. The finance project can be, and this is very important, we're open to work with anyone. So we have no problem if this project is co-financed with other than inDrive, and also co-sponsored. This project can be a new one that we're going to start together, or an already existing project. Definitely in inDrive branding inclusion. And also we would like to have a speaking opportunity in this startup initiative to tell people more about what we do and about the startup programs that we're conducting. Now, remember when I told you that there's a form that we need to fill on the website? And now I'm going to show you a glimpse of how this presentation that you're going to upload shall look like. We have two options. Either you have your ready, like pitch deck that answers all of our questions, so you're good to go, or you can just answer the questions in this presentation. Okay, very quickly, this is just a template, and you're going to find this template online. Once you go to the form, you can click download template and fill in this template. By the way, if you check the website now, it's already updated. So you can apply starting now.
Right on the coffee break.
Yeah, right on the coffee. No coffee break for anyone who's not going to apply. Okay, so very, very quickly. This is only a template. As I said, you can use, like more additional slides. You can use only these slides, and you have my email. Please text me whenever you feel like. Okay, so first thing, the startup initiative name, the name of the companies who are organizing. It could be one company or several companies. Can you see, or I'm blocking your site? Okay. Okay. Basic info about the organizers. Who are the let me be here better to check. Basic info about the organizers. How old is your organization? Have you ever received grants before? Also, most important, which departments will be working on this initiative? We want to know who are we going to deal with in terms of departments. If there's more than one organization applying, please provide the info about the same thing. Daniel, please.
Yeah. Important thing. We will be very, very happy if you will do some joint activities. For example, combining energy from two organizations to realize some new startup support program in your region. But in terms of simplifying the process of transferring money to you, the money grant will be transferred at one legal entity. So if you are doing some joint activities, you need to decide which legal entity will be receiving money, and later you do something to spread it or to have some activities with each other, transferring with each other money, but we will be not able to transfer money grant dividing in parts, okay? Because that will be too long, I think, in terms of our inDrive bureaucracy, believe me. Better to have one recipient. But I hope this event will inspire you to make something together, because it's really important for us to bring you in one room, and I hope you will find maybe partner to do with some startup initiative. That's all my comments.
Okay, and then basic info about the initiative. We want to know the idea. We want to know what are you going to discuss, the aspects of this initiative, and so on. And then the mechanism of this initiative. How will this initiative go? Who's the target audience, and what problem does it tackle? The geography of focus. Who are we, targeting? Your team. The budget and finance. Are there any sponsors? How much money do you need as a money grant from inDrive, apart from, don't restrict yourself to a certain number. We want to know the info, and we're going to support as much as we can, according to the terms and conditions, of course. The grant allocation. This is very, very important. How are you going to spend the grant? That's one. The second thing is, what are your plans of growth? Because we want to see people who are, really into this project, not just for the grant, but for the impact that we're going to do together. Also, is there any other ways or formats of support that we can give to you guys other than the money grant?
For example, recommend some speakers, make some warm intros with some people outside your community. Bringing us to be a part of, I don't know, expert team or speakers. Please don't be shy. We always can say, you know, we can't do that, but if you need something, please write it down, besides the money grants, okay?
Definitely, and if you invite me and Dasha over, we're not going to say no. The impact at the measurable results. So we want to know let's say, if I can say the ROI of this initiative, how it's going to impact people. Why do you think you're the most eligible person or organization for this grant? And that's it. Let me finish. We have another slide. Now, this is just a glimpse of what we have just discussed, but just to wrap it up in terms of being more focused about how should you describe your initiative. Also, one more thing, we're going to send you this presentation. So once we're done today, we're going to send you the presentation and the form and everything. So first of all, the geography of focus, the volume of affected target audience, the result and the impact. How does your initiative support the local communities? And this is very, very important. How much money do you need? What do you need the money for? And also, who's your target audience? To wrap it up, and to wrap up stage 2, what does stage 2 is all about? Number 1, we're going to check Updrive's website and apply for the money grant before the coffee break. And then we provide a sum of, we're going to provide 3 money grants of a sum of $30K. And then our support, as we said, is not just the money grant. We can support in terms of speakers, exposure, mentorship. We can do many, many other things. And the startup initiative, we hope that it could provide us with, like a biannual report to update about the progress, the efficiency, how things are going, and so on, so we can keep a track and also support. Dasha, would you like to
Yeah,
answer?
the first thing we were discussing, it's
sorry.
14th of January, mid-January, so you have around a month
Yeah.
to apply. The thing I want to comment, Assem, thank you so much. I think we should come back to this slide. Once again, a little bit of our approach, why we are doing that and doing it that way. We think that if we help you to develop your community with a little bit more resources than you have right now, with the help of inDrive, your communities become more diverse, more mature, everybody will be happier. And we also have something to expect. We want more applications for our awards, we want more businesses which can we later maybe invest. And the thing I'm pretty much sure exists in the world, and you already told a few examples in your communities, that people who become successful a bit later come back and pay back to community. And our company is a great example of happening exactly what I'm talking about. Because our founder came from a very small Siberian city. For a long time he was supporting and still supporting initiatives inside his small city, but now he's so rich and powerful he can support even other cities. So that's really great story. So that's why we're very inspired to make this, wheel working. The thing is, I highly recommend you apply with some new initiatives. And I will tell you why. The fundraising for the first time, especially for non-profit events or support programs, is the most difficult. You haven't got any photos, you haven't got any artifacts, you haven't still know how many people will finally come to your initiative, join your initiative. And here we are to help you to do this first time, which is the most difficult. After that, you will have some artifacts. Photos, statistics, whatever we talked on the first session when I was talking about how to make a sponsors pack. Yeah. And maybe the next time you don't need us. You will go to the local government, to the local corporations, and they will give you the money for the second cycle, for the second time. So please think about something new. I'm not insisting. You can apply with existing initiatives which are haven't got as much money and support as you need, you think. But if you have some new ideas, I think it's a good time and a good chance to test it with the money which you will receive without taking any equity, just reporting us that you are doing what you plan to do. Okay? Any questions, guys, while we are here? Of course, we will later answer you at WhatsApp, by email, but while we are here standing face to face.
Is there thematically, in terms of sector or article, any preference?
Any.
Does there need to be any kind of a budgetary breakdown? I didn't see anything in the template.
Of what, excuse me?
Budgetary breakdown.
Yeah.
They're both.
All right, apologies, it was missed.
Assem was very fast. We need to know if someone else sponsoring it, your organization or other sponsors involved, how many money you're waiting from us, maybe less than 10,000, that's also okay. And also what exactly you're planning to invest this money in.
How are you going to spend the money?
Yeah.
So to be more specific, there's no template for that?
No. Yeah, it should keep it simple. Like for us, it's okay to say, I want to spend this money on like venue cost, photographers, traveling to speakers from outside the country. That's okay. Like keep it simple. We are not investors. We are giving money grant. We don't need like lots of details. No cap table, you know. Keep it simple.